Hello everybody and welcome to the KMF channel. This is Kay Kritiques, a segment where we discuss all things South African television. Today we are getting into Outlaws Season 1, Episode 13 and 14. Now let's get into the mess of these episodes, okay? So we last left off with the farmers killing one of the Sotho raiders and they were about to unalive the other one, and Bandile manages to talk them out of it and to send a message back to the top four. The top four are now stressed about Bandile and that AmaZulu are now fighting back and are no longer just allowing these people to steal from them. So the top four decides that Bandile needs to be taken care of permanently. Then we also see that Tlali and Nyakalo ended up getting together and they slept together. Now Nyakalo is buttering Tlali up to go and demand his rights from Moretlo and Leruo. They go over to Leruo's house and find Moretlo there. Tlali holds Moretlo at gunpoint and demands the money that he feels that he is owed. Moretlo obviously is not going to take that lying down. She then ends up almost shooting with Tlali. Like, she literally misses him by an inch. She's like, you thought I was gonna give you my money? Get out of my face. Like, get out of my house. And if you come back next time, I won't miss. Nyakalo and Tlali go away very ashamed. Nyakalo now has to figure out another plan of how they can defeat these people. But what Tlali doesn't know is that Nyakalo is just using him to get back at Leruo. While all of this chaos is happening, our lovebirds are in their own bubble of bliss and they're oblivious to the turmoil back home. They enjoy their weekend in the woods, and you know what? I'm not even gonna lie. The writers hooked me with this budding romance. Like, they got me. They got me and I'm hooked. I've said this in some of my older reviews. I love corny romances. That is my Achilles heel. So seeing Leruo and Sihle just being all lovey-dovey, I was like, sign me up. I am a part of this ship. Okay? You can't resist just loving them. Like, she even made him Utu. That's how you know. Like, that's how I knew that she's down bad. The history of Utu in the Zulu culture and how it's used and the different meanings of the different beads. The fact that she went through that effort for a man that she barely even knows, whereas we never saw Kwanele wearing Utu ever. That lets me know that this girl is down bad for this man. But anyways, it's now back to reality for the both of them. For Sihle, she's still dealing with the aftermath of ending her engagement with Kwanele. Like, everyone is trying to figure out why she suddenly wants to leave Kwanele. Her friends and some of her family are trying to talk her out of it, but Sihle is not budging and Bandile supports her 100%. Bandile was just like, you know what? Contact abantu baka Dlamini, like, contact the Dlaminis and tell them that we are gonna give them back their cows and their money. Like, I do not need the stress in my life. And also, Sihle doesn't want to marry this guy. We don't need to understand it. We don't have to know the reasons, even though we want to know the reasons. But at this point in time, she's telling us that she doesn't want to marry him, so she's not going to marry him. Love to see that. On the other side, Leruo is commissioned by his own mother to go and take care of Bandile and clean up Tlali's mess, because we are in this predicament because of Tlali. If Tlali hadn't shot Sihle's parents, we wouldn't be in this mess. Leruo refuses to kill Bandile because he doesn't want to be a murderer, and also now he's involved with Sihle, who's a Zulu woman. He's like, hell no, I am not about to be a murderer. Like, I can't be murdering somebody. Moretlo emotionally blackmails Leruo on some, oh, you hate me, you want me to die, I have no one in this earth, and you are my only son, you're abandoning me, and Tlali came and pointed a gun at me, blah blah blah. He finally agrees. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do it quickly, and hopefully you never ever ask me to do anything like this ever again. On this other side with Tlali and Nyakalo, honestly, there's no two people who bore me more than these people. Not that their storyline is boring, their storyline is interesting, But they just bore me, man. Like, it's like, what is the point of all of this? Nyakalo, Leruo dumped you. Okay. Like, sleeping with his cousin, I don't think he would have cared. I don't think Leruo cares that Nyakalo slept with Tlali because he didn't love her in the first place. He was using her for sex. And that's the truth. Told this man that you want a baby with him. You've been like, you always run away whenever things get serious. And you literally thought this man was gonna marry you. Like, come on. There's someone who once said, when it comes to men, you must always be embarrassed. You're gonna find out later why. I honestly feel like she should have been like that. Okay, so Nyakalo wants revenge, so he wants to turn like the raiders against Leruo and wants Tlali to be the leader. I think that's what happened. Honestly, I'm not even gonna lie. When Tlali and Nyakalo were on my screen, I was not paying attention. Now they're gonna be going out to raid, and I feel like this is going to cause a huge mess. Like, there's gonna be a civil war brewing because Leruo's not gonna take this lying down. He's the leader of the raiders, one of the leaders of a pack of raiders. So he's not just gonna allow Tlali to take over and mess things up, right? One thing about Tlali, he will mess things up, because he is a screw up. That's how he's painted to us. But then we did get a little bit more information about him, maybe some of his traumas, where he did something that he wasn't supposed to do. He went out into the mountains and his mom went out there to go and find him surrounded by wild dogs, and his mother died getting him safe and to protect him. And I think that's partly why Tlali is this way. But my thing is, if your own mother died because of you doing something that you were not supposed to do or were told not to do, shouldn't it be that because of that trauma, you will do everything that you're told, you're going to follow the rules, and you're just going to fall in line because you don't want a repeat of that mistake? Because we already saw during that first raid in the first episode where he just went ballistic and started just shooting at everything, and Leruo had to rescue him. Leruo got shot. And then when Leruo faints while they're in KZN, I think he replayed that trauma of, oh my gosh, now another member of my family has died again because of my actions. But then at the same time, he is still continuously being rebellious. He's still continuing to do things he's not supposed to do. He's still messing things up. Like, for me, it's like, your own mother died because of your recklessness. Shouldn't you be less reckless? We're gonna see what's gonna happen with that, because now Bandile and the other farmers have started a security company where now they're gonna have 24-hour surveillance. So it's gonna be even more difficult for them to raid the farmers, and also now they're armed with guns. So we're gonna see how all of this plays out. Now, this last scene of episode 14, listen. The writers deserve jail time for this. Let's get into it. The Biyela family is having dinner. They are discussing the matter of Sihle wanting to break her engagement with Kwanele again, because Bandile cannot let go of the fact that Sihle is leaving a millionaire, and also because they are money hungry and power hungry. Obviously they don't want to return the money and the cows, and suddenly they hear gunshots. Leruo now is on this mission of taking out Bandile. He wanted only to shoot Bandile. He didn't want any unnecessary bloodshed because he saw that they were having dinner as a family. So he didn't want to injure anybody else. He just wanted to kill Bandile only. When the gunshots occur, there's chaos. Everybody's running around, ducking for cover. Sihle, being inside the house, is like, what is going on? She comes out and Leruo shoots her. He shot her by accident. Like, he was just shooting because Bandile was there. Gandhi Sihle is just gonna come out, and then he shoots her. And he got the shock of his life, because that was when he found out, oh my gosh. First of all, he just shot the love of his life. Second of all, he just found out that I raided her family. And on top of that, I am partly to blame for her parents' death. He's just reeling from the fact that all of these three things happened. and he didn't even know it. And that's literally how the episode ended, with Leruo panicking. He was literally having a panic attack. He was breaking down with grief because he's like, what the hell did I just do? And we didn't even get to see if she was okay, if she was alive. What a cliffhanger. Now I am gonna say these 2 episodes were a 2-pack of booty. Like, the writers didn't have to do this. This was very unnecessary. Is Leruo gonna get caught? That's my main thing. Is Leruo gonna get caught? Or is he just gonna grieve and die of grief because he thinks that he killed Sihle? Is he gonna find out that she's still alive? I know Sihle's not dead because she's the main character, but if we follow, because like I said, like in the first review of Outlaws, this is a Southern African retelling of Romeo and Juliet. And we all know how Romeo and Juliet ends. Romeo, finding Juliet dead, kills himself. Then Juliet wakes up, finds Romeo dead, and then kills herself. So is that what's gonna happen here? And I feel like Tlali is gonna go out and raid KZN, and Bandile wanting retaliation for them shooting Sihle. It's gonna be a full-blown war. Now my main thing is, how are they going to redeem Leruo's character? Like, how are they gonna change the situation around where Sihle forgives Leruo, not only for shooting her, because that was a mistake, but then at the same time you can't say, I'm sorry baby that I shot you, I meant to shoot your brother. It's still bad. How are they gonna redeem that? Which is why I say they deserve jail time. The writers deserve jail time for this. Like, Sihle could have just found out that he was a raider, and that be the biggest plot point, not him shooting her. Now Leruo is in a predicament, because does he tell Sihle, I raided Okabini farm, my cousin killed your parents, and I shot you? Or does he continue dating her, so he hides the fact that he knows all of this? Or is he gonna leave raiding and live with Sihle? Or is he now gonna work with the Zulu farmers in order to get inside information on the top 4's moves, finding out who the big heads of the operation are? And then that is going to be the biggest plot point, where they find out that Kwanele's father is the one working with the top 4. But you know what? It's just been plot twist after plot twist after plot twist. All of the stuff that happened this week, I was not expecting it. So I don't want to make any more predictions, because I feel like every time I predict something, it's always wrong. So what's the point of predicting? Because they always go against anything that I could have imagined. Leruo shooting Sihle, it blindsided me. Like, I could have guessed anything else except for this. Yeah, guys, that was Outlaws Season 1, Episode 13 and 14. Please do let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and I will see you in the next video.